put the screwdriver in the junk drawer. Hello, my name is Kiana, and I talk to myself a little too much.
My name is Audrey, and I have more pets than I do friends.
After dealing with each other since we were 6 years old, we've decided to come up with the original idea to create a podcast.
Wow, a best friend duo doing a podcast? Never heard of it before.
I should have said no when you asked me.
You know what? I don't even know why I asked to create one. I don't even like listening to podcasts.
Me neither, honestly. I mean, every time I try to keep up with them, I just kind of get bored.
Yeah, agreed. I typically just listen to the same exact playlist every day and surprisingly don't get bored of that. I think I might prefer music to podcasts because you can't really dance to a podcast.
Unless... No, I'm just kidding. But I feel like the real reason is because you can't really connect to people's stories like you can to music, but hopefully your bad driving experiences is something everyone can relate to. I mean, we've all been there, and after this story, you guys will probably be very surprised that I even have my license.
I mean, just knowing you, I'm surprised you even got your permit.
Exactly. Now, this story takes place on one of the busiest roads in town in order to head back to my grandparents' house. Now, because the road is so busy, I just kind of turned on autopilot and figured, oh, I should probably get over into one of those, center turn lane thingies.
You mean the suicide lanes?
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, kind of a strange name, right?
No, that's honestly the perfect name because that probably would have been the ruling of my death. So I'm in the lane I'm supposed to be in, and my mom's not quite paying attention, and I start to slow down and get over into the suicide lane. Next thing you know, my mom practically yanks my arm off and damages my eardrums, asking me what the actual heck I was trying to do. Once I explained to her, everything sort of clicks, and no matter how many times I've been on that exact route, I just now realized that there's no center turn lane.
So, wait, which lane did you get into then?
I'll let you take a wild guess. I got into the opposite lane.
Oh no.
So, understandably, I could see why my mom freaked out like she did. And at that point, I was already terrified of driving in general, and I cried myself to sleep that night.
Honestly, putting a teenager behind the wheel is probably one of the most surefire ways to get an adult to yell. No, I actually got yelled at by my mom while behind the wheel not too long ago, and I still have my permit, as you know, Kiana.
Right.
Well, when I first went out driving, I started in a parking lot on the outskirts of town, basically, so my mom didn't want me to start a multi-car pileup straight out of the driveway.
Yeah, definitely would not be a good start on the driving record.
So after driving for a little while there, we started to head home, and in order to do this, we had to go through the never-before-done stoplight.
You haven't gone through a stoplight yet?
Well, at the time, I'd never gone through a stoplight. Now I've gone through plenty of stoplights and know the true evil of unprotected left turns. But at the time, this stoplight was impending doom, and I got so caught up in worrying about this specific stoplight that I completely forgot about my heavy croc-wearing foot that was currently resting on the gas pedal of the car. I ended up approaching is too slow of a word, I ended up speeding around this corner at a grand old speed of 80 miles per hour.
And this wasn't on the freeway?
And if it was on the freeway, 80 wouldn't have been that bad. We were rounding a corner towards a stoplight in a residential area.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, a nice 40 or so over the speed limit.
Yeah, would 100% not recommend going that fast where you aren't supposed to.
Well, dang, if I ever go driving with you, I'll be sure to wear my seatbelt very tightly.
And I'll be sure to just not go driving with you, ever.
Well, you'll be missing out on some pretty sweet tunes, though.
Oh lord, I'll take that as even more of a reason. Your music taste is... let's just say I don't like it.
Suit yourself. But anyways, that's the end of this episode. Make sure you're set up for the next one where we talk about, what's the next episode topic?
We'll figure that out once we get there. But hopefully everyone was able to connect to this podcast like they would to the 4th song on their playlist. I'm Audrey.
And I'm Kiana.
And welcome to the Junk Drawer Podcast.